Yeah, the influencer economy, I think is interesting too, because I was reading about just how much that's starting to die off. A lot of these modern influence, because being an influencer is so new that didn't even exist in the last major recession, like it did now. So a lot of these people who are relying on these sponsorship and marketing deals, people who've been able to live a pretty good quality life on that, they're watching that get sucked away from them right now, and they do not have a contingency plan to do anything about that.
A lot
And
of
I
them
think that's
don't.
very scary for a lot of them.
No, it, like that's why a lot of the earlier influencers always try to tell these new ones who are trying to get serious, but like, don't put your eggs on one basket.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta learn
Mm-hmm.
to expand from the YouTube thing, and like, whether it's even if it's just like merch or whatever, like
Yeah.
something where you keep income coming in despite you know the YouTube thing going, because your views are going to go down eventually, no matter what.
Right.
Like no matter what, no, it doesn't matter how long you've been on, whether you're willing to latch onto the latest thing or whatever. Your view, like people are going to outgrow you and move on to something else. It doesn't like that's it's inevitable.
Right.
It's happened to Ninja, happened to PewDiePie, happened to a lot of
Mm-hmm.
them. It's just that those two happened to gotten a huge following in a
Of
short
course.
amount of
Yeah.
time because they were smart with what they did. They expanded outside of
They
YouTube.
made a business. They made
Yeah.
a business. However you
Or
feel
I
about
guess
them
the
and who
Ninja's
their
case
personalities
would be
are. Yeah.
Twitch, but
Yeah.
still they expanded outside their normal platforms,
Mm-hmm.
became pretty mainstream for a while actually, especially Ninja.
Right. Right. No, Ninja's a household name basically at this point. Yeah.
But also going mainstream can also kill your fan base because you got to start
Mm-hmm.
doing things a certain way. You got to start acting a certain way.
Way to appeal to the mass audience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a real thing that it's been a whole new surge. Most people our age, I would argue, or that they probably think if they're not in some sort of career path, that's probably what they're thinking is like, I got to become some sort of like influencer or content creator because that's, I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
else I'm going to really make it. And those people now, it's like the rug's getting snatched from underneath them. Like marketing is one of the first things that companies cut back on once they have budget problems.
Yeah.
Marketing will be one of the first things they get cut all the time. And that's every sponsorship deal that all these influencers and Instagram type
Mm-hmm.
people have, honestly.
Yeah. That's why if you are going to go into something that can be sustained, like, instead of just being an influencer, fucking teach something.
Right. Right.
Because
Be more
that's something that you
interested.
can
Yeah.
do. I feel like that's something that you can, make more long term. I mean, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, you'll lose the viewers and stuff like that, but like it's something more consistent and something that's easier to do. Like I feel like teaching is a bit easier to do than just fucking trying to come up with
Right.
some like random ass content that a lot of these
Yeah, exactly.
try to
No,
do.
absolutely. Actually have something to offer of substance, like a real business.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone wants to see like being a prank TikToker and like becoming like like getting paid off of that. I don't think it's just that's how we're just in the circus of the economics that people were making that much money off of something like that. You know what I mean? That's how
Mm-hmm.
we're just reaching a breaking point
Yeah.
because that's just ridiculous, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Actually, I didn't finish the video. I was watching the video a couple of days ago talking about the whole influencer economy,
Mm-hmm.
and like the reason I stopped talking about it is because I guess the dude kind of was complaining about the whole hating thing on it, and it's like, well, yeah, of course people are hating on it. These are people who aren't actually contributing anything to society.
So
Their,
yeah.
their main thing is being able to appeal to a mass audience, so they're able to fucking advertise for a lot of products and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's about it. Other than that, a lot of them are shitty people,
Right.
like Jake Paul. Sorry,
Yeah. No, I'm not a fan.
and Kim
Not a
Kardashian,
fan. Absolutely. Yeah.
who was caught up in a pump, who was caught doing a pump and dump, which
I
is funny
just,
because she's known for being pumped and dumped.
got him. Oh man, I thought that was crazy though. I thought that was crazy. She got caught up in those charges because I was like, as much as I'm not like defending like Kim Kardashian to say, but I'm like, there's a lot of other people on this list we could be hitting before we hit her. Honestly,
Yeah,
like
dude. The FaZe Clan, they're all
yeah.
responsible for that shit. The Paul brothers, once again. Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, yeah, he was pumping it too. Michael Sayer, over at
Yes.
what was the company called again?
Did his company go bankrupt again?
Did it? Because I know the
Possibly.
last time I heard he was,
Don't-
this was like back last year when he was like the amount of every Bitcoin he had in his company was like pushing his entire balance sheet, I think.
I can.
Yeah.
I don't. Like how. So is he seen as like a sound businessman or whatever, like a respected businessman? Or
I'm pretty sure that's how he was seen. Oh God, what was it called? I can't,
microsystems?
I think that was something like that. Yeah. It was a legitimate company that actually did something prior to COVID and the Bitcoin boom, basically. This latest Bitcoin cycle, at least.
I just don't get why would you would basically bet your whole company on, you know what I mean?
I bet that man has some gambling habits. If you got to know him in his personal life, I bet you anything that man's definitely a
Oh my
gambler.
god, I bet, dude.
I
He
bet.
has to, like,